So, if you are planning to fill up your tank, today might be the ideal day to do it because a significant fuel price increase is expected to kick in on Wednesday, and it could hit all of us who drive hard in the pockets. The Department of Petroleum and Mineral Resources is set to announce the official adjustment before it comes into effect. And what's raising eyebrows is that this expected hike comes despite a recent drop in global oil prices. So what's fueling the increase here at home? Business reporter Ntokoza Khumalo is standing by from Fourways with the details. Let's talk about what's driving the price surge. I mean, we know during the recent war in the Middle East, Israel and Iran, those oil prices surged to around $80 per barrel. It's settled between $66 and $68 per barrel now. So is it a lag?
Good morning, Iman. It is indeed a little bit of that lag, and markets really remaining cautious, as we do remember a few weeks ago when that tension in the Middle East did kick off. The market commentators that we were talking to were saying the issue was still contained and that global prices were remaining steady. But of course, we did see that fluctuation, as you did just mention. So that unaudited data from the Central Energy Fund showing that we can expect anything between 50 and 84 cents, depending on whether you use petrol or diesel. So for the likes of myself who fill up with 95 unleaded petrol, it could be a 53 cents per litre increase that does come into effect at midnight. So I was asking the team here, since I've spent the morning with them, if I could get a complimentary fill up, but I haven't quite gotten the answer to that yet, Iman. But of course, when we look at consumers, we look at the overall pictures. We did hear from Pietermaritzburg Economic Justice and Dignity Group warning that South Africa could be edging back up to that inflationary pressure territory, with food prices remaining elevated at an annual basis, increasing 3.6% when compared to last year. So fuel price hike, another factor that could add to that inflationary pressure. And I guess that it really is about consumers looking for ways to just save a buck or stretch their buck, Iman, especially with July being saving months. And that's why I'd like to look into loyalty programs and the benefits that they do have for consumers. But if drivers are like myself with the wallet filled with loyalty cards and not quite sure which one gives the best benefits, it does sometimes feel as if those loyalty cards are for nil. But to help us understand how consumers can make the most of their loyalty cards and how they work, especially looking at that fuel price increase, I am with BP's Pride Mnene Hlungane. Thank you so much for talking to us. And I was looking at some goodies here, but thinking whether I should fill up or spoil myself with the chocolates. Loyalty cards, as you just heard, I'm one of those with quite a few in my wallet, but hardly ever use them. What is the value of loyalty cards, and are South Africans actually utilizing them to their fullest potential?
So good morning, Ntokoza, and morning to your viewers. So firstly, I mean, the fuel retail sector is definitely transforming based on our customer needs and expectations, which is imperative for us to integrate speed, convenience, digital solutions, QSRs, and harmonization of a lifestyle offering. It's imperative in a regulated environment to differentiate yourself as a forecourt. And what I mean by that is creating enhanced customer experience, integrating with your partners, and also aligning with the digital solutions and creating a harmonization of a lifestyle offering based on working from the site or working from home or working in the office. It's important that the loyalty card or the loyalty offering drives value. And what I mean by value is instant rewards, that is immediate gratification.
Cash rewards, right?
So not points, cash rewards. So a typical example is an integrated partnership that we have with Pick and Pay Smart Shopper and BP Rewards, offering you 30% cash back or 30 cents back to your wallet instantly at our pumps, which you can use however you need to use them. What is important as well is utilizing the emotional engagement, creating a long-term relationship by continuously rewarding your customers on good engagement, which means you're driving a loyal customer versus a cherry picker, particularly in sort of this price inflation environment. Loyalty rewards are basically there to enable both businesses and customers to have extra back in your wallet. So it's imperative to keep your CVP simple. It's imperative to keep it clear and drive rewards on cashback versus actual points.
And I suppose this is important for especially black-owned fuel station owners who are trying to grow their operations, and I will be going out to see one to see how they're navigating these headwinds as well to keep consumers coming back. And it's exactly to that point. And the example you gave me earlier is like going to a car wash, something I try not to do, but going to a car wash and you're remaining loyal to that car wash because you know after 5 washes you'll get a free one. Just tips for consumers then on keeping track, because even if there are those cashback rewards, with everything that we're keeping track of in terms of our budgets, it's sometimes something that's in the back of our minds, and there's quite a bit of savings that consumers can make with that. So how do they just get into the habit of making sure that they are aware of the benefits that their loyalty cards can offer them?
So that's a valid question, and thank you so much for that. I think it's very important as businesses to keep our messaging simple and clear and drive sort of the overall cash back. So in our specific value propositions, it's imperative to show the customer immediately once they've filled up or they swiped in your store or utilized your QSR or utilized your digital solutions to show them the rand backs. So communication, notifications, because our customers are overly stimulated, it's important to keep a centralized hub to communicate to them about your various CVPs.
Well, Pride, thank you so much for those insights. I feel like I still have a lot more to learn, but Iman, as you heard there from Pride, it really is about communication and the responsibility of both industry and consumer to work together, industry keeping its messaging simple so that consumers can understand how to use those loyalty programs as they expect to then pay a little bit more at the pumps as of Wednesday. But as you said in your intro, we are waiting from the Department of Petroleum Resources to actually give us then that announcement a little bit later on today on whether consumers will be paying 50 cents more or 84 cents for those that are using diesel, Iman. And we are then going to head out to speak to some businesses in the industry just to understand how they are planning to continue their growth trajectory as consumers face that pressure to keep that loyalty going for consumers to come in for their fill up, but also for their convenience at forecourts such as the one we are in, Iman.
And Ntokozo, thank you very much. I'm sure a lot of us started out, especially if you're driving, started out the day feeling good and now feeling grumpy. And certainly seems as if you need to game the system in order to get some of those benefits.